I'm sad and on a swing.
I'm sad on a swing and no one likes me. I'll put this at the very beginning of the episode. We will probably have spoilers about Boruto
Okay.
at various points during the episode, so if you don't care, listen.
All right. That's probably smart.
Welcome back to Anime Club
Hello.
with Alex Kaump, Grant Davis.
What's up?
So, since we talked about Naruto so much on the previous episode, and how it was such a defining anime for both of us to get into anime, we wanted to take a look back at it with Boruto coming out, the next generation, and really compare like the first 5 episodes of each.
Mm-hmm.
So what we did is we watched separately, like we weren't together. We watched the first 5 episodes of Boruto because that's all that's out right now. And then we watched 5 of the original Naruto 5 episodes.
Did you watch Boruto first and then go back and do Naruto, or did you watch Naruto and then...
I watched Boruto first.
That's what I did too.
Cool.
And then the first thing that stuck out to me when doing that is, like, in the first, like, few minutes of Boruto, there are a ton of just normal people that I noticed just in the streets.
Oh, yeah.
And I never, like just thinking back in Naruto, I never noticed, like, just the regular people all that much. It was just weird to see that, and it was just kind of like, whoa.
It was probably has to do with, like, first of all, like, technological limitations, because the first Naruto was all hand-drawn.
Yeah.
And also budget, which were 2 things I was constantly reminding myself of when comparing the 2. And also, I don't know, the first Naruto came out in, like, 1999?
Yeah, but it's just weird to think of, like, because the way I always thought of it was, like, in the village, instead of school, you went to the ninja academy.
Right, but it's an option.
Yeah, and that was always, like, just, like, a thought I had about the show, and it was weird to see that change just because of an ability they have to add more characters on screen at once.
I think before, in the original Naruto, it was required because, well, I mean, all the nations were at war. I mean, all right, let's just talk about the original 5 Naruto episodes. We watched them subbed, even though back in the day we watched them dubbed, but just for consistency's sake.
That was different too.
Yeah. So the first thing I noticed is how I just got the vibe that what Kishi had originally envisioned was something so very different than what
happened.
What happened.
It seemed like it was meant to be more self-contained.
Yeah, way more self-contained, and it, like, I don't know if it suffered from, but it got bit by the Dragon Ball Z bug.
Or got too big too fast.
Too big too fast, but it just got huge because
it just kept going. You had to always one up the last part.
You have to, make things interesting more and more. Like, the original Dragon Ball was just Goku fighting in those martial arts, and the first Naruto was just Naruto fighting. It was just martial arts with jutsu that, like, scaled up to planet-destroying, dimension-ripping shit.
Yeah.
Which is like, whatever, okay. That's just the genre, I guess. It probably just comes down to there's no way Kishi could have imagined that Naruto was going to happen the way it did.
Yeah, there's no way to predict how big you're going to get it when you're starting.
And to, like, plan out, like, a 16-year plot is so impossible. So, I mean, it's just, when you go back, it's kind of noticeable. Because, I mean, just everything is different. Imagine how many things change. Like, just in, like...
You can see he still had the idea to make, like, the 4th and Naruto. He had that.
Oh my god. I have a note here. So, a lot of my notes is, like, so much introduction stuff in the first 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them is literally this conversation between Iruka and Naruto in the ramen shop.
Okay.
Naruto, you know the Hokage, right? Of course, they are the greatest ninja of their times.
And then the fourth.
Especially the fourth Hokage was a hero.
Yep, there it is. They want to draw out the bond between them.
God.
And it's right there always.
And, like, that wasn't even low key.
No, it was like, oh, okay. Like, looking back after you know it, you're like, subtle.
Subtle as fuck. Foreshadowing intensifies.
Because if you think about it, wouldn't you think the first would be the best? The one who founded the village?
Yeah. That doesn't even become relevant until later.
Yeah, and they hadn't even thought of how that happened until...
I wouldn't be surprised if, like, the first telling of Naruto was supposed to end with Naruto, like, understanding
that
he was the fourth son,
yeah.
And then he becomes the Hokage around the same time.
I have no idea. I honestly have no clue where it could... Because, like, there's just so much...
There's just so much.
There's no way to, like, predict what they could have done if they ended it sooner.
But, like, in the first 5 seconds, like, there's blood, it's a battle.
It's
like, what ninjas in Kishi's mind were seems to be, like, fundamentally different
than what they were at the end.
Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, that could just be, like, on purpose, but I don't think it is. I think it's...
Like, even looking at, like... If you look in later episodes where they flash back to, like, the third Ninja War,
yeah,
it's even, like, it's still ramped up there. And it's like, okay, if it's all ramped up there, you can tell that they, like, had a different thought process at the beginning because the fight with the Ninetales isn't shown to be ramped up at all. Mm-hmm. But when they back up into it, it's really big and, like, always pushing the boundaries of what jutsus they do and whatnot, like with the fourth on the frog and like fighting it, and then the third fighting him. You can see how they built up. They had to actually just go back and redo the beginning to make it fit to how powerful these characters were becoming.
Yeah, I like how also in the intro scene where they're fighting the Ninetales, Minato just does like a solar flare. Yeah. But it's blue. So it's like Rasengan-ish.
It seems like the idea was there.
The idea. Coincidence. The whole Obito thing that comes into play later. It seems like he almost put like a note right there that said, expand upon later.
Yeah, I could see that.
I wonder where Naruto was in the manga when the anime started to come out. There's no real way to see that other than
dates.
But
then you wouldn't be able to see when they started production on the anime.
That's true. You'll just
look up the dates.
I'll look up the dates.
Yeah. But what was it? A thing I found interesting was the third talking to Iruka about how Naruto was like different about his parents dying, and why the third like funds Naruto. They don't explicitly say the third funds Naruto living there, but they kind of hit upon it with in episode 3, the third in Kakashi and Naruto's I guess apartment. Mm-hmm. It shows that the third has influence in Naruto's life. Mm-hmm. And it makes you like wonder, why is he doing this to just some orphan if he doesn't do this to like other orphans, because other people's parents were killed during the Ninetales attack,
like Iruka.
Yeah, and he never went out of his way to fund him. It doesn't say anything about that. It just says Iruka had to be alone and just deal with it. And it makes you wonder, like, what connection is there between Naruto and the third?
Yeah, there was little things like that throughout where Naruto is like getting special treatment. Well, first of all, he has his own place.
Yeah.
Like at all. I mean, wouldn't be possible otherwise.
Yeah, exactly.
But then it's also shown Naruto doesn't have a lot of money and eats ramen all the time, but it seems like he doesn't have to. Like, it's just, maybe it's like money that Minato left and it gets him the apartment.
Never
explained.
I don't know how it works.
Yeah. It was never explained.
I think
the detail's too small for Kishi.
I think like when they did their introduction, it seemed like he really liked ramen, so I think that's why he ate ramen a lot. Because everything he talked about was either ramen or being the Hokage.
So the Naruto manga was going on for 3 years when the anime started to come out. So I don't know. Let's say like 50 chapters, like 150 chapters in.
All right, what chapter is 150? Is that what arc is that? Is that like the Chunin exams probably?
That wouldn't be very far at all. Naruto.
Well, because you got Zabuza and then Chunin exams. Chunin exams is a big chunk, isn't it?
Chunin exams is a big chunk of it. I think it's after the Chunin exams. He is right in front of the chasm that Jiraiya throws him in for him to do the summoning jutsu for the frog. Toad.
Okay. That was before the end of the Chunin exams. That was like in the middle of it, right?
Yeah, isn't this when Kakashi is
He's training
Sasuke?
Yeah.
That's not far at all. Damn. What about like 160?
Because at that point, Itachi isn't even introduced as a character, right? He's just an idea.
You're right. I have to kill someone.
And then I like how they show the Sharingan in episode 3. I really like that.
Did they?
Yeah, they show
Oh, yeah.
Itachi's they don't go into Mangekyo yet.
Mm-hmm.
But they do show his the level 3 one.
Yeah.
I noticed that last night.
So yeah, Kishi seems like he had a lot of stuff planned, but not 16 years of stuff planned.
No, he had he's like, oh, this will be a nice twist to have.
Right.
I have Sasuke, his family was murdered by his brother.
Bro.
Naruto's dad is the Hokage.
It's so gross.
What?
I mean, the Uchiha clan was entirely inbred. You got to keep it in the family. No one ever thought about that.
But isn't that the same for every clan then?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's gross. Yeah, that's why Naruto's generation's like the first one to not do that.
I don't think Naruto's inbred.
No, he's not.
No, 'cause they wrote that in to like kind of shift it off as it was going down.
Yeah. I mean, not like everyone's inbred, but a lot of it, like, I mean, Sasuke is inbred.
The Hyuga clan.
Yeah.
I think it's just those. Oh no, Shino.
Wait, was Neji even a Hyuga?
Yeah, he was.
He was just a lower level, right?
Yeah, she was like It was. They were cousins.
Gross. But yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's inbred, so maybe what Itachi did was fine.
Gross.
I think Itachi is like one of the best things to come out of Naruto.
Well, it's because they gave him so many different storylines, like so many different times they went into the story,
and made it good every time.
They retconned it so many times.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, this is good, and you're watching, you're like, wow, this is good, and they're like, all right, let's change it a little bit. And you're like, oh, this is better.
Yeah.
And then they did it like 4 or 5 times.
They did do it a lot. It's like, now there's this guy named Shisui, and he has the most powerful Sharingan.
Oh! Oh my god!
Why was he never mentioned before?
He wasn't thought of.
Yeah. Ah, fuck. Okay, some more notes I have here. Naruto is a prankster looked down upon by the village. Duh. There is magic-like stuff. Giant Toad, Ninetales, Jutsu training. Naruto is garbage. Sasuke is great. Sakura a tryhard, and Hinata loves Naruto.
Yeah,
I will be Hokage.
I really like how they established Hinata like really early on. It's like I completely forgot about that. Just remembering the show, I don't remember like her being prevalent in the earlier episodes.
She's always like watching them and shit.
Yeah, but I never like had that thought consciously in my mind.
Mm.
I always remember it like starting around the tuning exams because like what I always thought of the show was like the beginning is just focused on Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura. I never really realized that they do some
outside stuff.
Yeah, they do. Like they have Ino introduced in like the second episode or the third episode because the second episode's Konohamaru and fuck him.
Konohamaru.
Yeah, fuck him. And then they have the introduction of Shino. Or yeah, they show Shino, Kiba, Shikamaru has some lines of dialogue that show how he doesn't care about things.
Yeah.
They show Choji eating shit.
You know.
As he does.
As he does.
But I never realized that they went into, like, other characters that early on.
Choji, realistically, you could cut out half of Naruto's characters and be fine. And probably actually better.
Yeah, at the end there's a lot of them, but I don't know, I feel like...
Well, in the beginning, he could have made something of them, but then it didn't.
He tried to, with, like, giving them each a little bit...
See, no, here's what kept happening, is, like, so he introduced, like, Iruka, and Iruka was like, the sensei, and he cares about Naruto, and I will make you stronger. But then there's this guy named Kakashi!
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, but then...
replaces Iruka completely.
But then Iruka became, like, his... fuck.
Nothing.
He became, like...
Nothing.
He was his dad-ish.
No.
No.
Because that's Kakashi now.
No, because then it became Jiraiya.
Yeah.
And then Jiraiya was his dad, and Kakashi was his teacher, and Iruka was a dude.
Yeah, that's really what Iruka got put down to.
The
dude.
Just a dude.
But he was in episode motherfucking 1 doing all that shit that those motherfuckers were doing in episode 1002.
Yeah, they try and, like, bring it back in the later episodes too. It's like, Iruka was the first one nice to me. It's like, why don't we see him anymore?
Yeah. Why you never visit Pidgeotto, Ash?
Where's Butterfree?
Exactly. Dead. Butterfree is dead.
Oh no. But
Oh, and this is also when the sad swing scene happens that will be used in every single flashback.
They're talking. You can hear them talk shit.
Yeah.
Isn't that kid a fucker? Yeah, fuck him. I'm right here. I can literally hear you.
Oh, I also asked the question, what is the difference between a shadow clone and a multi-shadow clone jutsu? The technique, the execution, can you die? What the fuck? Why is shadow clone jutsu in the Forbidden Scroll?
Well, that doesn't make sense either, because, like, later on, like, can't everyone do it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, they were training in episode 1.
They were doing clones.
Yeah, that's how you passed.
Yeah, I remember. But, like...
And some kids did 5. Like Sasuke.
Yeah. But I don't know what a shadow clone is.
Just one.
But then... No, because then...
All I know is that you make you make, like, a plus sign instead of... the tower. They all have names. I don't know what they are.
I don't know, but, like, the way they said it was like the other ones weren't fully functioning. I don't know. I think it's explained later on, but, like, not too well.
It seems like it's the second Hokage's, like, scroll of stuff, because multi-shadow clone jutsu was the second Hokage's jutsu he made.
Did he develop?
Because he developed, like, so many fucking jutsus apparently.
Didn't he did he do the ceiling technique, or was that?
Yeah, he also did the ceiling technique.
Then that's what that was. The scroll had the ceiling technique, is all they said. Because
wait, doesn't the scroll become relevant again because they use it for sealing?
No, that's a different scroll. I'm pretty.
It might be the same scroll.
I don't know. Orochimaru does something
like when they're sealing all the dead Kage up.
I don't remember, honestly.
If you remember out there, tell us, because we don't. I think it does become relevant again.
It probably could. That would make sense, considering it's episode 1.
Yeah. Did you notice the moment when all the old anime tropes of, like, the single cut where it's like they yell something, but it's in its own frame?
Yeah.
So, like, when Iruka yells, "The scroll of sealing!" I laugh so fucking hard. He looks ridiculous.
I like the overlays that they do when they when they bring a character's overlay in.
Yeah. I also realized watching episode 1, I much prefer Naruto abridged. I don't like it. I can't watch as, like, a grown person with thoughts and have. I mean, it's also really fucking old now. I just can't bear it.
I don't know. I liked watching it because This is going to get more into the comparison thing, but here it is already.
Okay.
I like it a lot more than Boruto.
All right. That's something different, though, because I also don't like Boruto.
I like it, like, even with, like, all the cringy, like, this is kind of, like, stale because it's just starting off, and it's not, like, an established IP already like Boruto is.
Right.
I like it a lot better.
I also like it a lot better.
And
but I don't like it.
No. I mean, I couldn't... If I didn't have to sit down and watch it to do this,
right,
I don't think I would do it.
Yeah.
But that being said, I still want to watch Boruto, but I don't like it as much as the original one. And I think the main reason for that is like the same comparison to Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super. Is the emotion that created the show isn't there anymore. And like one of the things I saw that really brought that to my attention is the music that they use in the show. Yeah, no. It's like so full of life in Naruto. In every moment it brings it in. Even just like the casual walking around music, it's just yeah, exactly. It's just there and underlaying every single aspect of the show.
And then
yeah,
you're right. I remember like all of it.
Yeah, and then I went like I watched all Boruto, all 5. Then I watched the 5 Naruto, and then I was like, okay, let's see if I just wasn't paying attention in Boruto and went into the music, and I went into it, and I went to the scene in episode 4 where they're doing the girls versus boys shit. During the girls versus boy action shit, there's music playing, but it's not as like you could tell with Naruto. They heighten the music sound to like match the sound of the action going on, and then they'd put the words, and then they dull down the music a little bit to have the talking and the sound effects come in. With the way it worked with Boruto, it felt like the music was just toned down to be in the background of it. It didn't feel like it brought any life into the actual action.
I feel like a lot of that might be also attributed to... I firmly believe in like this idea of when people create their first things, they're like trying as hard as they like can in that moment because it's like they have something to prove.
Yeah.
So like... If I ever discover an artist I like, I always go to their first shit because I was like, okay, this is when they were like in a do or die moment. Like that's why I like Logic's album, the first one, so much because he had so much shit to prove on that album, and it comes through. And then, so like the same with like animes or whatever. You should always go back to the beginning because I feel like there are moments of like they were doing everything they could to make sure this succeeds. So they were using every tool in their disposal in the original Naruto, like doing the best animation they can and making the greatest music they can that's like hype and full of life. Honestly, without the music, I wonder if Naruto would have succeeded because
I don't think it would have done nearly as well.
Especially in the United States because every intro I was like into it. As a kid,
they had a different intro in there?
Yeah, they had different English intros
for the first few. Then they
yeah. Then they started using this, and that's actually when I didn't like the intros anymore.
When they started using Japanese.
Except for dreaming of high does.
Yeah, I don't. When like watching the Japanese intro for the original Naruto, I was like,
yeah, that was off-putting.
It was off-putting because it wasn't the Hwah!
Yeah, that was a good intro. What the fuck is this? Oh my god. That intro's so cool. The first American intro.
It really like set the mood for it with just the screaming.
Yeah. I feel like they wanted it to be more... So the same thing I was talking about in your friend's podcast, I was talking about Pokemon. And how their eyes are different, where before they were edgy and pointy, and now they're rounded and oval, and they look a bit more humanoid instead of looking like wild animals. So, anime is like getting soft looking.
Yeah.
And not like hard looking would be the opposite. But
everything's more crisp, but like also like the lines aren't as distinct. Like it's like you can tell that
It's like you can tell a computer did it.
yeah, just between even like Naruto and Boruto, you can tell the difference between like their whiskers.
Yeah.
They're soft.
Sometimes Naruto comes off his face.
Yeah. And then you can tell in Boruto it's like this is meant to be a person.
Mm-hmm.
And then it won't have those moments like the infamous one of Sasuke in the woods where his face is literally off his whole face.
Yeah.
And
you won't have like those cringy moments at all now.
yeah.
Except for during the Pain fight. And you freeze frame all the times Pain gets punched in the face. And his face is in a million different directions. But that's just technique and execution. But I think it might just be like you can tell a computer's doing it now. Like Super, I don't like how Super looks. I don't like how Boruto looks.
No.
Maybe it's just also...
It's just because
we were just exposed to the end of the hand-drawn phase, like as kids. And then when we got back into it, it was like, with the animes choosing
what they were doing.
Yeah. And now it's focusing more on digital.
I think like especially like I don't mind the digital animation
If you do it right, yeah.
No, like not even at all. The thing with this that makes it harder is it's like it takes something that's pre-existing knowledge and then it changes it. And that change is regardless of if you like it more or less, you're going to have a different opinion based on the animation style. And that shifts your perspective on the show completely.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, I guess right now is as good a time as ever to change animation since it's not even Naruto.
yeah, this is good for them, but like in Super, I see on Instagram all the time it's like, which art style do you like better, new or old?
Yeah.
And it's just like
Old.
It's always old. It's never new because old just looks Dragon Ball and new looks
not.
It's just something new entirely.
It's like I think Dragon Ball were like the pioneers of what an anime should look like if it's a fighting anime. So like Naruto, Dragon Ball.
It was all gritty.
It was gritty. And because there was blood and you're punching with fists and blades. But now it's like
Soft.
It's soft. It's almost like Boruto has fallen into like the magic. You can see traces of like the magic school genre in the original Naruto.
It was more of a action-based show with the school as an underlying thing. But I saw as Boruto, it was a school show with action as an underlying thing.
Yeah, and it's like Boruto's already good at stuff.
Yeah, what's the point of going to the school if you can do Shadow Clone Jutsu?
It's like, why is the school there at all? Why isn't there like a new system in place?
It seems almost, because like, looking back just at the graduation test for the school in Naruto, make a clone.
Make a single clone.
That means you had to go to school to learn how to use any form of chakra at all.
And Boruto can do multi-shadow clone jutsu.
He
wall runs.
He did summoning jutsu.
Yeah. Fuck. Remember, they were already ninjas. Sasuke and Naruto were already ninjas on a mission, and they were learning to wall run.
Yeah. That was the Zabuza arc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were on the battlefield doing missions for their country, and they couldn't even wall run yet.
And then the conflict in this seems like it's going to be different too because it's a peacetime.
Yeah.
So they have to create an entity that is bad. But in the old Naruto, it wasn't peacetime.
Yeah.
So there was already pre-existing conflicts that the characters were thrown into, and not conflict derived just for the characters to have conflict.
It made sense for Naruto to have conflict.
Yeah.
It doesn't really make sense for Boruto to have conflict.
And then they're giving him this own internal struggle, too.
I hate your dad.
It's like... It's supposed to be what I think is... It's supposed to be polarized to Naruto, where he's like, he just wanted to feel like he had a family, but Boruto is so angsty, he hates his family.
Yeah.
Except for like Hinata and his sister.
Yeah, he loves them.
He just hates Naruto because he fucking has a job. I guess he has like
the job. Yeah,
but like he hates him for it, which is in the way the village is set up. That conflict doesn't exist for a reason for it to fit into the story without it being forced.
Yeah,
because you grow up in the village. And the Hokage's face is on the goddamn rock on top of your village. And you're like, wow, this person's dope. Yeah. And everything you're taught is respect the Hokage. They are the dopest.
They can do so much shit.
And then you have Boruto growing up and he's like, well, even though my dad's the dopest, he's not home. And it's kind of upsetting. But I'm upset.
Like, I guess it makes sense.
From like a standpoint of that, but you there's a cultural difference too that would go into the to him, like from birth he would learn that his dad's gonna have to work a dick ton, because he's the Hokage, and you think growing up it'd just be like something he's
used to.
Yeah, he's thrown into that life. That's all he knows. He shouldn't be upset about it. It should never have been like my dad was home before and now he's not. It should be my dad is never home.
I never had a dad.
Yeah.
Which, like, makes sense because Naruto also never had a dad. Yeah, so he doesn't know how to be a dad.
Yeah, that would show. But then the way they're playing it is like, my dad doesn't care about me, not that my dad has this so much burden on him that I know of.
Nothing of.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure is, like, going to be the plot line, but it does seem forced.
Yeah. And then even in the movie when they did that, it felt really forced.
Is the movie even canon?
I don't know.
Yeah, it can't be. For this show to exist, it can't be.
It was the Chunin exams, wasn't it?
Yeah, middle of it.
Yeah, so what they could do is they could like work up to it, and then Dragon Ball Super that shit, and like just make more episodes to fit that movie.
Fuck.
That's something they could do.
Boruto would be so strong by the end of it.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's like no point to a show with how strong he would be at the end of it.
I don't like. It makes sense that they'd made him strong as shit like already, because like you can't go from like dimension ripping beings to like back to the beginning again and be like, watch this.
Kunai. I don't think I've seen a single kunai in Boruto.
They did shuriken. They didn't do kunai.
Oh, it is shuriken because shurikens are cooler.
They did like a lot.
Yeah, metal got fucked up.
Yeah, with the demon wind shuriken.
Yeah, demon wind shuriken.
But they don't do any like kunai trade. Like, what I want to see is them being taught at the school. I want to see how they like master kunai throwing, because like you have to practice that, and they showed glimpses of them doing that in like Naruto. Mm-hmm. But since you started after they graduated the school, you never saw them like learn how to perfect like throwing kunai or just fighting in general.
Well, we know Sasuke, even before he went to the academy, that's all he like did.
Yeah,
because that's what Itachi taught him.
But I want them to show that in this show, with all the kids having to learn it, instead of all these kids being like good inherently for no reason.
Yeah, they're just fucking kids. That's what made like the Naruto world feel like it had a weight at the very beginning, because it's like these kids are going to war.
It's like especially in the Zabuza arc.
Yeah,
it's like Zabuza shows up. He's like, there's fucking kids here. I'm gonna murder them.
Yeah, they didn't give a shit. And then they kept going on missions. It was just like that was what you did.
This is the lifestyle we live.
You are like 10. You're 12. Mm-hmm. You know how to make a shadow clone. You're going to war. Here's your kunai. Here's your headband. Here's a shitty paycheck. Go to war.
And then you'd learn in the field.
Yeah.
Here, it's like, it's a peacetime. So
but everyone's strong as dicks.
Yeah, why are they learning before the school then, if it's peacetime?
Honestly, why are they like learning at all? Because it seems like now it's almost like forced.
For them to know stuff?
Yeah, like, why is why is Boruto going? He's already so strong. It's like the idea is to become strong enough to go to war.
But he
It's
can.
like a boot camp.
Yeah.
Is what the academy is.
Yeah.
But now it's like they don't need it.
And then they're doing like math and shit too.
So it's like more real school, but
that doesn't make sense because wouldn't there be a real school for the normal kids?
exactly. Then where are those kids going? Normal school, right?
Yeah, but like I don't. It's just, it brings more questions than it does.
I think they're trying to
satisfy a story.
shoehorn Naruto into something that fundamentally isn't.
Yeah.
Like when Kishi made Naruto, he was like, "Oh, I got this dope idea for a story. I love storytelling. I'm good at drawing. I'm gonna like do it, and it's gonna be awesome." And like he was excited about it, I assume, because he did it. You have to be kind of excited about things to do things. And he was like, "Oh, there's gonna be all these great plot points," and like he probably like spent nights just thinking about like his world and like how it works, and like the details we're talking about now.
Yeah.
He's like, "Why would these exist in my world?" And he probably
He had to come up with reasons to fit every scenario into it.
yeah, he was creating his own world, so in his world things had to make sense.
There has to be logic behind the reasoning in the world. With this, it's just created
For money.
Yeah. And there's like points that like skew off the logic, like the school topic.
Yeah.
The skews from the logic of the show, and it makes it harder to view it because as you're watching it, you think this skews from logic, and it like pulls you out of the show.
Well, all they did was like, this existed in the old Naruto, we'll put it in ours. This existed before, we'll put it into ours.
I saw that in the episodes themselves, they were trying to parallel Naruto, I think.
Yeah, there were a lot of parallels. Like, even location sets.
Yeah.
Like, when they were all playing with their Game Boys or whatever, it was like Metal breaks Boruto's thing.
Yeah.
That's where Sasuke said he was going to kill his brother. That's where Kakashi was like, "What are your goals?" And Sakura's like, "I'm going to marry someone. And I'm going to become Hokage, and I got to kill someone."
Yeah.
And now they're playing fucking video games there.
They were doing the whole like that place where they did the tuning exam first round.
Yeah.
That was just a training ground now.
Yeah.
And then but like
Kids died in there.
yeah.
Kids died. Oh my god.
But the parallels I'm thinking about, like they did parallels in the episodes themselves. Like episode 1, the parallel I found was there's an overarching goal which Naruto was interested in, Boruto wasn't interested in it. It was Naruto had to graduate and Boruto had to get to school. But during the time between the goal is set to completing the goal, there's a big conflict scene.
Yeah.
And for Naruto, it was the scroll and Mizuki and all that. And for Boruto, some kid put a train loose.
With like made up magic that's gonna come to fruition later.
It's all like emotion-based magic.
You know what it reminds me of? It's like the shadow Pokemon from Pokemon Coliseum.
Like the XD Gala Darkness shit.
No. Like how you can steal
people's
people's Pokemon, but only if they're shadow Pokemon.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Where
it's exactly the same thing.
They're evil now.
And it's like so episodic, is what Boruto is.
There's some serialized moments to it, but like, yeah, I get what you're saying.
And it's so annoying because I hate episodic shit. I want you use the 13 episodes to tell a cohesive story. If you have 13 episodes, if you have 100, use 100. Like Boruto could go on for as long as Naruto. Tell a story that matches that.
I did notice that, like, when watching Naruto, I was like, okay, every episode flows into the next. Even the Konohamaru one, Konohamaru is seen at the beginning of episode 3.
Yeah.
It was fluid in how it worked. It went 1 builds to 2, 2 builds to 3, and so on and so forth. With this one,
what happens in this episode, guys?
There's a train, then they go to school.
Yeah.
He fights some dude at the school.
Yeah.
Metal. Girls.
Yeah.
Blue hair kid.
Yeah.
Mitsuki. The only thing connecting each episode is the darkness.
Yeah.
That's
that makes it episodic though. Because it's like who's gonna
be the bad guy this time? But
yeah.
like that's the only thing that's like constant between each episode too, is like his eye activates and he'll explicitly say, it's like, "Oh, this is like the time with."
Yeah.
And he tells you that this is a constant burning up thing. And that's the only thing you see gearing the episodes together. It's not like they flow into one another. It's they're designed apart and have a single trope that connects them.
It's like
It's like the Team Rocket use in Pokemon.
oh my god, that was my least favorite part about Pokemon. Even as a kid, I hated Team Rocket.
It's like they're the only conflict, and they're seeing each episode doing a different antic.
It's so, like, not necessary, though. It was such a forced conflict that made sense in the manga because they were, like, brutal. But then in the cartoon, it's like, we're the zany group. And in the games, it made sense, too.
Yeah, I feel like that's what they're doing with this darkness in Boruto, is like it's a conflict that has to happen in each episode.
Because no other conflict would.
Yeah. There's some conflict throughout. Like, I don't think there's any darkness in episode 2. The conflict is with that Iwabi kid. Mm-hmm. But that's not like...
Isn't Metal... No, that's episode 3, isn't
yeah,
it?
Metal gets darkness, though. He becomes Dark Metal.
Dark Metal. Nice.
But there's no darkness in episode 2. Episode 4, the darkness is that snake he summons. Mm-hmm. And then episode 5... there's 2 darknesses in episode 5.
Yeah. It's like Boruto collecting his friends.
Yeah. It's
a conflict device that doesn't fucking make sense for the world they're in.
It seems really... and then the way they tried to string it in was they showed that like Mitsuki has some connection between it, mm-hmm. as he like stops that one guy in the alley, and then when the one guy starts up again, he's just there all of a sudden.
Right.
And then, like, even at the end of episode 5 where he's, like, talking to nothing, but, mm-hmm. like, the snake crawls up him, so you're like, oh, it's Orochimaru.
It's Orochimaru.
Yeah, but, like, they're trying to, like, force a conflict again. And, like, with Naruto, they didn't force... Like, even with Orochimaru's introduction, they're like, you saw, like, this guy's fucked.
Yeah. He wanted, like, eternal life was his thing.
Yeah, but, like, you didn't know that at the beginning. You just saw him, and you're like, he's bad.
This guy's fucked.
Yeah. You're just like, this guy's not good.
Yeah.
But
this good character design.
But in this show, it seems like it's like there's some things going on.
I don't like it.
And you're gonna figure it out eventually. But you never have that feeling of like, all right, is he bad or is he good? Because, like, even when Boruto's talking to him, he's like, there's the line. It's like, I don't like people who do this, and he's like, I don't want you to not like me. So that makes you think like, is he plotting or is he actually like just a kid?
He's plotting.
Are you sure though?
He has to plot because there's nothing else.
But who was the bad guy? Didn't even look like him at the end. The bad guy that were fighting at the end. I don't think it was the same name either. I don't know if they said his name.
I don't know.
At the beginning of episode 1 with like that red shit going up his arm.
Yeah.
Which looks dope.
It did look dope.
I just
probably the dopest thing to come out so far.
And they use swords now. Like how Sasuke used a sword and it was the dope. Like, all the sword characters in Naruto are dope. I think...
in the first episode of Naruto, there was a single scene that I noticed. There were, like, this is when Naruto stole the scroll and all the ninjas were talking to the Hokage. Mm-hmm. And they were, like, panning across these ninjas. Every ninja that's there, except for, like, 3... has some sort of accessory that comes back for a character's defining trait.
Such as?
So there was a ninja with Kakashi's hair. It was just like up and whoosh, except it was black. And then a separate ninja has one with his mask, like the one that covers his face, but it's exactly the same. Mm-hmm. There's a ninja with a katana in the back, like Sasuke's. There was a ninja with eye makeup, like the Village Hidden and the Sands eye makeup. Mm-hmm. Or also it could have been Choji's clan, because he was a bit fatter. Choji's clan's war makeup that they put on.
Yeah.
And then there was a ninja with an eye patch like Ino's dad. The interrogation ninja with the, like, bandana.
Yeah.
Did the rent exam. And a ninja with glasses/goggles, like that guy that becomes the Kage of the Village Hidden in the Mist.
Or like Obito.
Well, the goggles were a bit different, but I was just saying the glasses look really similar to the guy.
Yeah.
Like the Skrillex type glasses.
Yeah. It's weird to think of it like that. Like, had already designed these accessories, and he's like, I like these.
And he uses them later, yeah. And it seems like ninja weapons were way more important than magic or jutsu in the original Naruto. That's what I mean also, where it's like Boruto has become like a magic school anime.
Yeah.
Where Naruto was like a war. School wasn't even a big part of it.
No, it was because school was...
He graduated.
The one episode was school, and that wasn't even the main focus of this was the episode. It was the bond between Naruto and Iruka.
The school was just a tool for, like, explaining who Naruto was.
Yeah.
But now it's like school is everything.
Yeah.
It's like they took the most uninteresting part of Naruto and decided to base their show around it. Why are these kids even in school?
There's no need for it.
Not ninja school. But if it wasn't ninja school, there'd be no show.
Hold on one second. All right. Why are these kids in school?
These kids don't fucking need to be in school. The issue is if they weren't in school, there'd be no show.
But like they could have like worked around that. They didn't need to start at the school.
Here's the biggest problem. This is what So, talking about like a person's first thing, they'll be trying their hardest. Success is the biggest killer to that, because suddenly when you realize people are watching, people are listening, people are doing whatever, it's like, oh, okay, people like me. No, motherfucker, you still have to prove that you're worth a damn of my attention.
Isn't this not even him?
No, it's like a different team. He just sold his soul.
Yeah, so this doesn't pertain to even that thin. It's just like they have a formula. They're like, all right, this sells. Let's do this. And there's a breakdown between this sells and why does this sell?
Yeah.
And they focus on, we can do this
because it will sell.
Because it will sell, not because we can do this and we have to tweak it a bit or else it won't sell. But it's because it still does sell.
It sells well.
It sells very well. But it loses the emotional connection, and then I don't know if that isn't.
Boruto won't be able to have its own Boruto. Like Naruto has its own Boruto. I think this is like the pinnacle of that, what I was talking about, though, because Kishi sold his soul and sold his baby to people that aren't him.
I think wasn't he just done with it? And then he's just like, I'm done.
Yeah, and then they're like, can we have it? And he said, yeah. Just say no.
Yeah. I don't know.
Care about the things you make, goddammit.
I think his thought was, I finished what I wanted to do. If you want to
I'll let someone else shit on my stuff.
If someone wants to. And then you could have the whole logic behind this could be like, I don't know, I can't make nearly any valid point for this argument, but I'm gonna anyway.
Okay.
How was GT received when it was coming out?
I was hyped for it. I liked it as a kid when it was coming out.
No, you didn't see it as it was coming out. It was already done when we were born.
Oh, well, I mean, when I was watching it, I liked it.
Yeah, but like, it's the same divide probably because it's not Toriyama working on GT, and like people probably did.
Well, Toriyama is a perfect example of the same fucking thing where he just sold his goddamn soul.
That's why I want to see, like, was GT received well as it was coming out, and then there was just an instant backlash for it years later, and then everyone decided, oh, it's not even a thing because Toriyama wasn't working on it. Will that happen with Boruto?
I hope.
And then if it does...
Well, no, I hope Boruto gets good. That's what I hope.
Well, that's the best option. That's always the...
Oh, I guess that... We should have started this with our opinions. I don't like it. I like Naruto way more just because it was like something...
It was new.
Yeah. And it doesn't mean like Naruto's perfect or even good, but it was like different at least, goddammit.
Like, it had the same, like... If people look at Boruto the same way they look at GT, where they're like, in the moment, they're like, okay, this is cool. And then once they get the full picture of it, they're like, Kishimoto didn't work on this. I'm disregarding this. The whole point of it will be for nothing.
Yeah.
And then that's what it seems like that's what happens when you have an idea and then it gets sold to a different company to create. And if it keeps happening, they should stop doing that.
They never will.
No, they won't, but like the people should stop like thinking that this will be the same thing. Because like I can't really.
It just comes down to people, like, what they care about, like the creators of stuff. If they want money or if they want, like, a legacy.
Yeah.
And it seems like Kishi made his choice. Which is why, like, the art style changed. Wasn't it cheaper to do that than... That's why all that filler existed.
Because it was hard to draw it. Yeah.
But Kishi could have, like, taken less money. Not saying, like, you shouldn't... Like, it's bad to make money off things you've made, but it's like... Understand what the effect does to your work.
It lessened the impact that the show had. Because it was like, okay, here's 2 years of filler.
Like, if you like rap, even if you don't like rap, that might even be even better. But if I, like, I'm, like, really passionate about a rapper called Logic. So, if I'm, like, talking to you about Logic, I'm going to tell you, like, his backstory... I'm going to tell you all the reasons I like him, like how he's a normal dude, like how he likes anime, he loves Rubik's Cubes, and like he is just a chill guy that has like an interesting job. But then if I tell you about Gucci Mane, it's like, okay, fucking, I have nothing to say other than he wants bitches, monies, and hoe.
Well, no, he's a changed man after he got out of prison.
My God. Like, I don't have anything to say about Migos. I don't have anything to say about... Those rappers are just rapping about money and like how they got so much of it. Like, it's boring.
It's like the thing from Lil Dicky about that Hannibal Buress is saying.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear about how you're getting money. I don't want to hear about how you didn't have money, but now you do have money.
I don't want to hear about how you had money, you lost the money, but now you got money again.
Yeah.
I heard it all.
It's Hannibal. It's that.
It's that. Where it's like, these aren't animes about money, but the same idea where it's like this shit sells to their respective markets. But if you want to be a standout artist or a standout show, you have to do something fucking different. But if you sit perfectly in the middle, it's not going to be good. You're just going to sell a lot.
Yeah.
Which is, I guess, how the industry views good. Like, there's a lot riding on Boruto being, like, successful, like, people's careers and jobs and shit. This really feeds into, there is a book called Creative Inc., and it talks about this phenomena of feeding the machine.
Okay.
And it talks about, like, you being an individual creator, and suddenly, let's say you make, like, YouTube videos, and, like, there's some animation in your YouTube videos.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't like animation. So you hire an animator. It helps things go along a bit more. You're making enough money to give the person like their own job. Like, it's great. You can make more stuff. And suddenly you realize you can take on more projects. So you need to write more scripts. Okay, so you hire someone else to write with you. And then you hire another person. And then another person. And then you get into this phenomena where you keep having to make more projects or bigger projects to keep hiring people to keep feeding the machine.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's all about feeding the machine. So you can never go back without burning everything that you've made. Like Kishi leaving, he might make new things. Mm-hmm. And then maybe from those new things, it'll be good. Like, here's the thing. What is Naruto or Boruto, whatever, without Kishi, the one who made it, the one who thought of all this?
Without Naruto, it's nothing.
It's nothing. He's not even there. And this is like the world he built. And you're like doing things to it that like think of, but it's not even that he didn't think of it. It's like you're using things incorrectly.
Yeah. I like, there's some ideas I can see that I like in it. Like,
yeah.
I like the technology thing.
Yeah, that's cool.
I like that whole thing.
I like the cityscape that's above the Hokage.
Yeah.
I want them to go there.
I want them to do more like this is what was and this is what is now type of things. It's like it's different. The thing that's holding them back is the setting they're in. Mm-hmm. Is the classroom setting.
The whole village setting, I would even argue. If they did everything in the city, that might just be what that change of scenery can change everything. Yeah. Could add different conflict.
And then it might be just too early to judge it.
Well, for sure, 5 episodes.
Yeah. But you can
if you only watch the first 5 episodes of Naruto, and then you try to base it on what it is 130 episodes later,
it's very hard.
Very hard.
But there's no way to know where it's going from here.
I think if they go into the city, that would be the best thing. Because I think they're stuck on this fence area where they're trying to please people like us, and they're trying to do it well.
They're trying to build an audience of different people too. They're trying to They're trying to
please everybody.
They think They think they have already retained the viewers of Naruto, and they're trying to get different viewers.
Yeah.
And it's probably working.
It's probably working just fine, yeah.
Because I'm probably still gonna watch it.
I don't think I am. I'm just so uninterested in it.
I mean, I already kind of watched Super. I don't like it, but I just do.
Here's the thing. It's like at the end of a season, I'll just Google like a review. Not even a review, like a summary. Just someone writing about what happened, and that'll be enough for me. Mm-hmm. That's the worst thing that could happen to someone's work, is for someone to like look at something or listen to something, and like in the first 3-4 minutes, 3-4 episodes, whatever, to be like, oh, okay, I get it. And then just wait for somebody else, external, to make a video, to write a review or an article about what happened, and that to be enough for them.
Oh, okay. That's it.
Like, I just want to keep tabs on the universe, is essentially it.
I get what you're saying. It's just...
But they're not in the business of keeping tabs on universes. They're in the business of making a dope anime.
Yeah. I want to see this go somewhere.
Someone needs to die. Not even. It would be weird if someone died, because they're in a time of peace.
Something needs to, because there's...
You know what would have been good? If Boruto couldn't save that kid.
Here's what makes this show so hard. Who was the bad guy at the end of Naruto?
Kaguya.
And what was her relation to everything?
The Sage of Six Paths.
She was
essentially Naruto's mom.
But wasn't she she was the founder of chakra?
Yeah, she made chakra.
There's nowhere to go from there. There's no bigger, badder person.
Well, in the movie, there were Kaguya's associates.
They were, yeah.
Whatever the fuck that means. But I hate that shit. I hate that shit so much when an anime makes a godlike figure and then they have, friends. But the friends only come after the godlike figure is dead. Why does this happen so fucking much?
But here's what's bad.
Okay.
They made the biggest bad.
Yeah, God.
There's nothing you can do after that.
They beat God.
There's a new show now. How are we supposed to feel any danger? How is there anyone even close to touching Naruto or Sasuke? How is that even... you can't just train and be better than them. Because
I'm gonna become better than a god.
Because they were 17 when they became gods. There's no one... It's just... There's nowhere to go. And they're going somewhere. And every conflict is going to be forced because it's not God. It's not the worst thing we've seen. It's not anything we know they can't handle, but they're not going to be able to handle it.
Because they can't handle it.
Yeah.
If they handle it, there's no show.
Exactly. So it doesn't make sense. And it's another...
It's just a case of you overstayed your goddamn welcome.
It's another one of those logical breaks in the show that pulls you away. Once you start to think, they fought God and beat God, what now?
They are God.
Yeah. What is there next?
Nothing.
Exactly. And it's just...
It's so...
The way they could use it, too, which would be probably worse, is they have characters that have conflicts with Boruto, but if it gets too intense, his god dad can save him.
Yeah. Like Batman saving Robin, except... Here's what make a good show. If Boruto gets smashed in the face with a crowbar and it gets blown up.
And then he comes back as a bad guy.
Yeah, that'd be great. That will never happen.
No, because... Ugh! It sucks. It sucks because I want it to be good.
It's going to suffer from, like, what the conflict is in Super. Gods. Literally gods fighting gods. But then the gods become better gods every time. And
then with Super, there's an even more of a conflict because this takes place. So, I don't know. You're not watching it.
Nope.
Have you taken any tabs on it?
Nope.
All right. It
might as well not exist in my world.
Well, here is the current plot. They're about to enter a universal tournament where the losing universe will get destroyed. Only so they're doing it. I think it's
so. Isn't that the Rick and Morty episode? But fighting?
Yes.
Okay.
What it is, I think it's like 6 universes are fighting, and only the winning one doesn't die.
Okay.
This Dragon Ball Super, like I don't know, people have to know this because if you're watching, you gotta know this. But Dragon Ball Super takes place between the end of the Buu saga and when Goku fights Oob in the tournament. That means they don't fucking die. There is no conflict.
Wait, what do you mean he fights Oob? Like at the end of...
Dragon Ball Z ends with Oob?
Yeah.
You know how they're all older and there's a time skip? Dragon Ball Super is between this. So there's nothing happens, no one dies, everyone is there at the end, and you know this.
Unless, like, is this said?
What?
Or is this just you logically...
Dragon Ball Z is still canon.
Yeah.
That chapter still canonically exists.
So do you think they might just burn that little bit?
No, because they've brought up Oob.
Oh, okay.
So that exists. There's going to be an Oob arc, and that's when the show becomes a show. This is all just filler until the show is a show.
It better be. Because I might be interested after the end.
Because that'd be something.
But... this is so powered up.
I don't understand. I don't get the point of doing that. Why didn't they make this show take place after Oob?
Just start it now.
I don't need
to get people interested.
But like, do they not have the idea for it yet? Do they not know where to go? And they're just like, fuck it.
Even if Goku wins this tournament, he's not a good guy.
No, he's being portrayed as the bad guy in this one too.
Oh yeah, that's true. But Goku is like the Superman.
Yeah, that's the.
So American. Even if he wins this tournament, he's not the good guy. And that would make for like a good plot, but he's not going to let that happen. He's not going to let 5 universes explode.
I don't understand.
This plot line makes no sense for Dragon Ball.
The plot line makes no sense for that too, but like, if I don't care about the other universes. Like,
yeah, but Goku does.
No, as a viewer, I don't give a shit.
Okay.
I'm not interested, and I know Goku's universe doesn't die.
Right.
Where am I interested?
Yeah. Well, this is, again, you're just overstaying your fucking welcome. You had a show for 20 years, whatever. Like, people aren't designed to have attention spans for 20 fucking years. It's like, it's not a self-contained work.
It's like I've watched every episode, and I've been like, as it comes out, I watch it.
Yeah.
As soon as I can. And I don't know why, but I have to. And it upsets me now.
It's like just people's attention can't work for this long.
And here's the only argument I've seen of the arc so far.
Okay.
Not like that there's no I haven't seen the argument of no conflict show up.
Okay.
The argument I've seen is Goku is during this he's recruiting 10 people. Mm-hmm. So he's gone through, he's fought Krillin, he's fought 18, he's fought 17. Why isn't he wiping the fucking floor with them is the argument. And it's a good one.
Yeah.
Because Goku is a god and they are
Krillin.
They are puny to him.
He already beat all these people.
Exactly.
It's fucking fucked up.
In the next episode he fights Gohan, and I could see that actually being something.
No.
Because Goku would go easy on Gohan to see his full power, and I want to see Gohan's full power. That's the only one I could see.
I would see Goku, if he's supposed to be portrayed evil, like pretending to be evil for Gohan to go mean.
Gohan attained ultimate form again.
That's bullshit. Gohan shouldn't be strong anymore. Gohan's like a misused plot device that's still hanging around.
Yeah, well, he was that's literally what he is.
Yeah. He's not interesting anymore.
No, he wasn't interesting
The moment he became interesting is when he was ultimate, and that was for like literally 3 episodes before he got 8.
He was interesting up until the Boo saga. That's when I didn't like him anymore. And then he became interesting again.
I liked him when he was in school and doing shit because it was a nice switch.
It was.
I actually really liked that.
I didn't like it that much. I wish they made him like strong as fuck.
Well, I always wanted that payoff of like people respecting the Z fighters.
Yeah.
And that was sort of like it as Saiyaman and shit. Saiyaman was lame, but like the Golden Fighter and like, are they gonna find out that Gohan like saved the world?
And they did.
I really wanted that payoff.
Like people
did, but it wasn't the payoff I wanted.
It was very like he turned Super Saiyan in the tournament.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, "Whoa,
that's him."
Fuck. And then they all died, and then they forgot.
Yep.
And then no one reacted either. No one's like,
no one was like, "Wow."
No one was like, "Oh, Hercule's a bitch."
Hercule's a bitch. Here's the thing. I always wanted Hercule to get fucked up or like slighted by the world, but that would never happen because Goku wouldn't want that to happen.
No,
because Goku's too good.
I just don't know. I just don't know what I wanted.
It's you can overstay your welcome.
But I want more too.
Well, that's the issue, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's sort of... I mean, Naruto in itself... You know what I want? I want a Hunter x Hunter 2011 version of Naruto. Where they cut out all the filler and, like, really...
dive into it?
Like, They didn't change, like, anything in the 2011 version of Hunter x Hunter, but what they did is they cut out all the filter, so it's just plot, and they really, like... They made, like, every scene matter.
I think the bug one had... The bug...
The ant one?
Yeah, the ant arc had filler in it.
No, that was all canon.
That was
everything in 2011 is canon.
Really?
Yeah. So that was just what was available to them.
I thought the ant one wasn't like portrayed in the other anime.
It was. They didn't make it there.
Yeah, I thought they added filler into it.
Well, in the old anime, yeah.
No, like in the new, in like the ant, like not.
There's 2 Hunter x Hunters.
Yeah,
there's 2007 and 2011.
Yeah, no, I'm saying like in the ant arc. There's filler in the episodes themselves, not like there's no filler episodes. There's just filler time, is what I felt.
Maybe. I mean, people don't like the ant arc because it's slow, the Chimera ant arc.
Yeah.
But as far as I know, everything was canon.
Every like point mattered to it, but I feel like they just slowed down the pacing.
Yeah, I also did feel that. I still liked it though.
No, it was good. I'm just saying like
that's what I want. Is a trimmed down version of Naruto.
Naruto Kai.
Naruto Kai.
Dragon
That's what I want instead of Boruto, actually. Is like a redrawn extra... Oh, that'd be so much better than Boruto.
Revoiced.
Just
HD. But hand-drawn.
Like, you know how Hunter x Hunter is so good?
It's because it's redid.
It's because it's redid and like they planned it out.
Like, this worked. This didn't work.
Exactly. They just plugged in all the good shit. Well, I guess that's where we decided on Naruto is we want Naruto Kai or 2017 Naruto.
I don't even know if I really want that.
I want that now. I want a Hunter x Hunter Naruto.
I don't think it would have the same effect that Hunter x Hunter had though.
I think it would be almost identical.
Really? I feel like Hunter x Hunter was...
So here's the thing. Naruto as a whole is a fucking train wreck of like, what's gonna happen next? And too much. But if you look at it as a whole, it's like this thing you can really enjoy. But everyone's always like, but ignore that part, ignore that part, ignore that part. Okay, let's just cut those parts out and make it smaller and make it good. There's still so much shit there, but...
Yeah, there's a ton of shit. Even without... Like, none of the filler even isn't important.
None of it. Well, that's why it's filler. Yeah. It's not even canon. It's supposed to be, like, world building, but it's bullshit.
I don't think it would have the same effect that Hunter x Hunter had, though, because like Hunter x Hunter was only like 20 episodes different between the two, right?
It was way more than that.
Really?
It was like 100.
Really?
Yeah, it was a lot.
Okay. Well, then never. I didn't watch the original one. Did you?
Yeah, you never needed to.
Did you watch it?
No.
Okay.
It was animated worse. It was slower, and I mean, there was a newer, better one.
Yeah.
I didn't even know there was an older one until I finished the new one.
I figured out when I looked up YouTube clips about it, and I got the older one. I was like, "Well, this is weird."
Yeah.
But I don't know if it would have the same effect on Naruto because like there's so much Naruto.
Well, yeah, but people want Naruto.
And if you cut it down to like, there's 9 seasons of original Naruto.
I mean Naruto Shippuden
Yeah.
also. I mean everything.
Yeah. If you cut down the 9 seasons, like what would you cut that down to, like 4?
Yeah, you could.
And then that'd be, say it's like half, that's like 100 episodes probably. I just don't know in what way it would, like.
It worked for Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah, I don't.
It's not my job to make it figure out, but it's my job to want things as a consumer, and I want this now.
I just want to see how it looks. That's what I want now. Fuck you.
Yeah, I think it would be really awesome. I mean, there's like 3 Dragon Ball Z Kais.
No,
Can we get Naruto Kai? Fuck.
There's one Dragon Ball Z Kai. They just do.
Isn't there Kai?
Nah, it's
Super Kai.
It's just there's just one Kai, but it took them forever to dub it.
Yeah, I just want a really condensed version of Naruto. I think that would also appease everyone's like problems with it.
There's too much filler.
Too much filler and like
not enough like just going.
Right.
Like how they could shorten episodes together.
They could shorten episodes. They could redraw shitty scenes that
Fuck,
happen.
that'd be good.
They could redraw all of it for all I care.
I think that's what they did with Kai. I'm not
sure.
I don't know enough.
I know they did with Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah. Because you can tell everything's different.
Everything's better.
Fuck. Okay, yeah, I want that now too.
Well, this is the Anime Club. Now we both have an empty void in us that probably will never get filled.
Yay.
So what's your opinion on Boruto? You're going to watch it, but you don't necessarily like it right now?
I mean,
Gonna see where it goes?
Yeah, I want to see. I'll probably give it like 30 episodes.
Oh my god.
I mean, I watched, what? I don't know.
I'm not going to watch it.
I'm
going to just wait for the seasons to end and then read about what happens.
I'm watching it with Brett anyway, so
yeah.
Like, why not give it a chance? Because it's like, when you watch things in social situations, it's different than watching it alone. You're less analytical of it. And more like, I'll enjoy watching this with friends.
Yeah. I don't like... Yeah.
What?
It's just like...
You just don't want to.
It's more serious.
What do you mean?
It's like, I don't want to be in a scenario where I might think SAO is good.
I still don't think you could be in that situation if you have the underlying feeling of it. You would know watching. You're like, I don't like this, but I enjoy watching it with who I'm watching it with.
Well, that was Anime Club. If you liked this episode, be sure to discuss it on Reddit. I will get that subreddit made soon. We will be posting links to our YouTube videos that I will also have to get posting soon.
Yeah.
That means we also post on YouTube, so if you prefer to watch podcasts over there, be sure to subscribe, do whatever else you need to. You can follow both of us on Twitter. You can follow me at Alex Kaump, Kaump, and that's Grant Davis over there.
You can find me on Twitter at Grant_Davis33.
All right, and that's all we really had to say, so I guess just make Naruto Kai.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
Thanks. Bye.